Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are, mi gente. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing your Monday blues with me. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow me on Instagram at its.me.shell and click that link in my bio so we can continue to connect everywhere. Also, make sure you subscribe to my podcast so you never miss an episode. All right, let's get into some shit.
Y gente,
I see you. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me, Shell bitch.
y gente, welcome back to another week of the It's Me Shell podcast.
And remember, my job is to make your road to Friday a lot easier. Mi gente, feliz lunes, happy Monday. Before we start, okay, I want to say this. I want to wish the love of my life, my ride or die, my rock, my soon to be husband, my everything, my Shani Wan Kenobi, a very, very happy birthday. It was this past weekend, but as you can see, June is clearly just going to be his birthday month. And I think a lot of people do that. And why not? They deserve it. So happy birthday, you, my heart boy. I love ya. Ah, so I had an amazing weekend, and I hope you did too. And for some of us, this is a 3-day weekend, right, mi familia? Because it was Juneteenth yesterday, and it's being observed today. So happy Juneteenth, y'all. And I don't know if that's something that we're saying. And I say that because I know there are a lot of mixed feelings about it. At least I've been reading. So, you know what? I think I'll just say Happy Freedom Day because that speaks to what's being celebrated, period. So, Happy Freedom Day. Also, Happy Father's Day to all those amazing, present, strong fathers and father figures out there. Stay amazing. Your children love all that you do. And just keep doing it. Keep doing what you do. Stay strong. I know it's hard out here. And I think this is the perfect segue to this week's topic. We're talking about present fathers. Fathers that go through shit with their children's mothers, go through shit in life, fathers that fight or don't fight to be in their kiddos' lives, no matter what obstacles get in the way. And I wanted to talk about this because not only was it Father's Day, but I have my own personal opinions about it due to my personal experiences, and also the men that are around me, that are in my life, like my fiance, my friends, acquaintances. They're all amazing present fathers and they've gone through some tough shit. So I thought, why not talk about it? So, this is our favorite part. If you're getting ready for work because unfortunately you don't have the day off, already at work wondering why can't you have the day, or walking into your humble abode because you either had the day off and enjoyed it or had the usual Monday sucks day at work, let me help you forget that it's Monday altogether by setting a different scene. I'm gonna create the scenario for y'all. I'll give you some time to get ready. Let's get it. Imagine having children and not being able to see them when you want, not being able to pick them up from school or take them to school, or just not being welcome to parent teacher conferences, or not being able to be as involved as you possibly can in your children's lives. And although you are an active, loving, caring father, that doesn't matter. Welcome to the world where it's hard at times to be the dad dads want to be because of many different obstacles. Just know that we see you and hear you, amazing dads. All right, mi gente. So this week we're talking about fathers. But first, I wanted to get into a little current events because I feel everyone is talking about it. So, yeah, let's talk Drake. I know, the Champagne Poppy talking about dads and his surprise album. Honestly, never mind. And no, I'm not changing my mind in regards to talking about it. That's just the name of the album. How do we feel about it? I know he mentioned that the album was dedicated to Virgil, and that's okay. That's amazing. That's beautiful. But how do we feel about it? Drake, I think he also mentioned that it's okay that people don't get it. And I'm sure he heard and read all the backlash and confusion about the album. I will tell you that for me, it feels like a dance album. It's definitely not the usual Drake album unless you count all the singing. I mean, there are a few songs that I'll definitely vibe out to in a club that plays nothing but dance music. And to me, the only surprise about the album was how surprisingly borderline terrible it was. And I say this in the nicest way possible because I'm trying to give it a chance. I'm really trying. So who knows? Maybe next week I'll feel different. But maybe you guys should tell me how you feel. DM me, email me, send me a message, send me a voice message, whatever. Let me know because I really want to hear from you. All right, let's see what else we got. Monkeypox. What the fuck? And that's all I'll say about it because I'm not ready to speak on another possible pandemic if it's not already labeled as that. And you know what? I'm working on my comedy skits, so I'll try out a joke right now. Okay? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Okay. What does the monkeypox and the recession have in common? They're both viruses that we can't afford and are taking over the world right now. I'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, calm down. Calm down. I know it's corny, but I meant every word of it. Okay? So let's get to the main event. We're talking about Papa Bears, but right after this short little break, mi gente. My beautiful people, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Link is in the description below. Make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell so you don't miss any content. I know you love to hear me setting the scene, but now you can watch me set the scene, and it doesn't get any better than that. Thank you so much for tuning into that little, tiny baby break. All right, so Father's Day was yesterday, and you know what I was thinking Father's Day is every day, right? It's the same thing like when people say, well, Mother's Day is every day. So, because, women are always taking care of the kids and doing X, Y, and Z. So, why can't Father's Day just be every day? Whatever. You know what? 50 Cent said it best. Okay. Why is it that Father's Day, there are commercials for tools and cars? Like all the dads in the world are good for driving people around and fixing shit. But when it's Mother's Day, you see commercials for diamonds and flowers. Like men don't deserve or want any of those things. And you know what? 50 makes an amazing point. I also love how petty he is, but we're not going to get into that. But being a parent is hard. Okay, being a dad, in my opinion, is harder because there's just this misconception that mothers are the loving, caring parents and the dads are the rough, tough, loving parents. And to me, that's simply not true. And that's just my honest opinion. I feel like society looks at fathers as cash cows as soon as something doesn't work out. Not only do they lose access to their children, or they lose, they lose a lot of the access they used to have to their children, but they also lose that aspect of being a dad, right? They lose the access to be a part of every aspect of their children's lives. And why is that? I don't know. I would love to know why that is and how is that fair? Men are treated way differently than women when it comes to children. Right? When everything is nice and beautiful and both parents are together, the kiddies don't suffer. They have both mom and dad in their lives, and what kid doesn't want that? But as soon as parents lose interest in each other or something just doesn't work out, I don't know. You have some of the mothers that get pretty intense, and completely remove the child from their father's lives. They make it hard for dads to see their children. They lose the ability to actually share custody, even though that's what's supposed to happen. When mom and dad split apart, you're supposed to just share things 50-50. And then you get the mothers or the women who are like, oh, we have to do everything ourselves. But if you have a very active father that's willing to share the load, why don't you let it happen? And I'm not speaking for every woman in the world. Don't come for me, y'all. But I am speaking for the women that I have spoken to who make themselves, who carry the world on their shoulders. And they're just like, no, because, we just don't want to deal with dad. But that's just what it takes. You dealt with him before, And what about the kid? What does he or she want to do? How do they want to deal with dad? Every child wants to deal with dad, right? Listen, I have heard stories from men themselves saying that they aren't going to put up with their baby's mama's dramas and they just start a whole new life and don't even bother. They don't even bother looking back. They start a whole new life with more kids and they don't care. I don't know. Hmm. Listen, I do know that there are dads that don't try. And that's why I mentioned that because every coin has two sides. You have the dads that really fight to be with their kids 24/7 or however amount of time that looks like. And dads who are just like, forget it. I don't care. Listen, I'm a 36-year-old woman with children, and I will tell you now that I still wish to this day that my father would have fought, fought to see me and my siblings, fought to be with us more. And I mean, as an adult or even as a kid growing up, I knew that there were things that he did that he wasn't supposed to. And I'm sure a lot of that did jeopardize the relationship or his ability to be an active and involved father like I wanted him to be, but he would call and ask to speak to me and made sure that I knew he loved me and the times that he would come and pick me up me and my siblings. It was amazing. But as children, we are curious, right? We ask all the why questions, and he never said anything negative about my mother, although it wasn't reciprocated at home. I will say that. And that's when the confusion and the splitting up starts, right? Because you're hearing good things on dad's end, although he's not around and they're going through their personal shit. But then when I used to get home on mom's end, I heard a lot of bashing. And for me, it's just like, well, I don't see what you see. And that's the big, and to me, that's a big mistake. I think that's the biggest mistake that parents can do is start to just bash the other parent because kids don't understand what the fuck is going on. Keep that shit to yourself. Or they're children. Okay, at least for me, I was a child. I had no idea, and I didn't care for it. I just wanted dad around. Okay. And I totally understand that there are mothers that have had terrible experiences with the fathers of their children. And I feel the need not only to, well, I'm sorry, they feel the need not only to protect themselves, but to protect their children. That's totally understandable. But what about the amazing dads? The ones that are there for their kids or want to be there to help do things, the ones that want that 50-50 split, although they aren't together with mom anymore. Why do they get the shitty end of the stick? Why are they just generalized? Hmm? I have witnessed mothers use their femininity against amazing fathers because they know they can get away and will get away with everything they do and say and whatever they ask for. And to me, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing to do. What if the tables were turned? And dad was preventing mom from seeing their kids or talking to their teachers about their report cards, going to doctor's appointments, talking to the teachers and everybody about their behavior, preventing them from tucking their babies in at night or just having a simple conversation with them over the phone about their day. Oh no, that's blasphemy. We can't have that. No, it's inequality. It's unfair. Okay. All I want to say to the great dads that are doing their thing, that are going through shit right now, is to never give up. Don't stop fighting for your children. They want to see you. They want and need your love. Don't ever stop trying to get to them because they will appreciate it and remember it forever. All right, y'all. It's time for another short break. All right. Just had to take a little break. This is usually La Comay segment. And if you want to listen to La Comay, me, Chelle, tune in wherever you stream your podcasts to listen to her spill the tea and tell you like it is. Okay. You noticed now that parents, huh, let me see. How can I put this? So, has anyone noticed that parents make parenting kind of like a competition? Hmm? Like, who will the kiddo like better? What can I do? How can I be more extravagant so they choose me every time? Ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads around the world, that's terrible. Stop your shit. Don't do it. The mind fuck that these poor children go through, and it's all because they have good dads in their lives, and some mamas are out there, they're thinking that their kids will never get older and never realize what's happening or what little secrets they're telling in their ears. They really do think that these children are just going to stay young forever, and that's not the case. We grow up and we think about the things that we've been told. We get angry. We go through stages. We get angry. We get emotional. We go through, I don't want to say hate, but it kind of does feel that way, especially when you're very young. You don't understand what you're feeling and you kind of just gear towards that word hate. Although I don't like to use it, it is very strong. But I don't know. We grow up, we realize what's been done. And it's like they fear the independence. I feel like the other parent fears the independence because they don't want their kids to choose the other parent, you know, the other parent being dad. And it doesn't make sense because if he's a great father and a provider to their children, then what's the problem? Why is it okay to have another man enter their lives because you choose them, right? You chose them, you decided to remarry, you decided to, whatever, create another life with another man. And now the kiddo has to like and appreciate them because they're present. And that just means that, there's a living boyfriend and the new husband, but the real dads have to sit back and watch it all unfold as if they aren't trying. Hmm. As if they aren't pushing to have a relationship with their children. Hmm. That's very interesting to me. They just want their children to feel like everything is normal, try to ease them into what's going on. I don't understand. Huh. They're just trying to make it seem like a normal situation, although it is abnormal. And that's the hardest part, trying to make sure that these children don't skip a beat. It is very difficult. It takes a lot of explaining. You just don't push new people on them or rip people away from them. Children don't work like that. I just don't get it. But this is why I am the way I am with my children's father. And don't get me wrong, we have our disagreements, but that's a we thing. That's nothing that our children need to know or need to go through because it's our disagreements. They don't need to hear it. Kids don't need to hear about that. I chose to break the cycle of hate, of the, let me put this in quotes, of the hate the baby father. And y'all know how much I hate using that term. But there are just things that fathers teach their sons and daughters that females or mothers can't, and vice versa. So I just refuse to keep that ongoing vicious cycle of, okay, we're not together. I hate him and he'll never see his kids. He'll never enjoy them. I'll put him through the ringer. Absolutely not. And that takes a lot of time and effort. Who the fuck has that much time and effort? I don't. I have so much shit going on in life. It's just like, no, yeah, you're an amazing dad. Come pick them up. Let's do this. Bring them back. I know they're safe. Let's do this together. All right. This is a team effort. And I know that is a lot easier said than done because sometimes that dynamic isn't there, especially when both mom and dad have gone through things with each other. That makes it hard to have any relationship. But Don't forget that your children have nothing to do with that and they deserve better. They deserve their dad. I said it before and I will say it again to all those dads out there because this is important. Don't stop fighting to see your kids. Don't stop fighting to be with them, to be involved, to communicate with them. A child's relationship with their father is just as important as their relationship with their mother. Period. Bueno, my people, me, gente, it's about that time. Like always, I want to thank you for spending your precious moments with me. I know we got real, but that's just what it is. Okay. So before I go, I want to remind you to please, please make sure you follow me on Instagram at it's.me.chelle. Click the link in my bio. It will take you to all my other socials. You can send me direct voice messages, emails, and so much more. Make sure you follow me, subscribe my YouTube channel, please. You don't want to miss any content. Okay. So make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Let's go, mi familia. Okay. I'm out here trying to get these numbers up. All right. So just make sure you go into the description. It'll be right on there. I'm just out here trying to make getting to Friday a lot easier. We have reached the end of It's Me, Chelle. And you can catch the It's Me, Chelle podcast every Monday to make sure your week starts off on the right foot, or so we can just say, fuck Mondays together. Okay. Wherever you stream your podcast and here on YouTube. No new episode next week. Don't come for me. No new episode. Okay. I have some stuff I'm working on. So I'm going to take a little break, but I will be back on July 3rd, just in time for another 3-day weekend. Okay. So, make sure you tune in or pay attention to that. So you got to click the notification bell. You got to follow me on these, podcast platforms. Because if not, you're just going to miss it. All right. Lastly, I want to say this. I have seen an influx of women riding behind their guys on these little motorized bikes making deliveries. How does that happen? Does he say, hey, hun, let's make this one less delivery together and then we'll ride off into the sunset? Because a couple that rides together and makes deliveries together stays together, especially when the chick is the one carrying the heavy ass Grubhub bag on their backs. Like a true team player. I rate you 5 stars. Okay. Also, shout out to Grubhub. Talk to your girl. Talk to your girl. Ain't that some shit? Peace and love. I'm out.
I see you. It's me. 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 It's me, Chelle, bitch.